Welcome back to Misadventures Recap. And while there haven't been a lot of uploads this week, there are definitely moments that you really need to see, such as Avid learning how to huddle and break.
Alright, ready? 1, 2,
5, 7. Why numbers?
Wait, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. They were just numbers.
I was gonna say 1, 2, 3, break.
Oh.
Martin making quite an interesting deal with Jimmy.
Because I like your chest, and I like your face. I like your legs. Take the boots off a second. Yeah, I like the toes as well. Go on, 300. You've not got a coin pouch, have you? I knew it.
And Jimmy and Joel struggling to get into their summer outfits.
Take it off now.
Okay.
We're going to have to take it off while we discuss
Well, you got to buy me dinner first.
Get that one leg off. Why are you teasing me like that? What is that?
Wait, I keep messing up. Which one is it?
There are moments like this all through this week of Misadventures, so let's not waste any time and get into it. But before we do, make sure you subscribe right now to stay up to date on everything Minecraft Misadventures. Let's recap.
With the new Assassin's Guild in place, Sausage begins recruiting, starting with Martin. During the tour, Martin mentions how having access to everyone's base through being the server postman may be of use. After a slow and painful sacrifice, Martin becomes the first recruit to the Withered Hand. While discussing future recruits, Martin comes up with the idea to have 7 members, one for each of the 7 deadly sins. Martin picks gluttony, and of course Sausage picks lust. He then meets with Jojo for another tour. After being briefed on the code of the Withered Hand, Jojo becomes the 3rd founder, choosing pride as her deadly sin. With the first couple members confirmed, Sausage begins his next project, the Riverwood Hamlet Watermill. One time-lapse later and the build is complete. After some cinematic shots, he tours the finished mill and dock area, finishing the episode by asking for some suggestions for the NPCs to run the watermill.
Jojo begins her episode with some interior decor at the time appreciating clock tower, now named the Timekeeper's Dwelling, thanks to a suggestion from her comments section. With 90,000 gold to her name, she recalls how it all started, with Cam challenging her to a Lost Crypt speedrun. If Jojo wins, Cam has to pay her 10,000 gold, but if Cam wins, Jojo must donate her head. Even though only 2 exist on the server right now, she accepts the wager. Jojo breezes through the dungeon and collects her winnings. With 100,000 gold in sight, she takes a batch of enchanted golden apples to Esperanza and becomes one of the few players to break 100k. But it doesn't last long as she spends just over 21,000 gold on a Pendulum's Reach expansion, with plans to build out an entire village. But that's for a future episode. As for her next time appreciating project, enter the Speedrunners Guild. Back in Maryport, Jojo introduces everyone to the new guild headquarters, CPK's clock tower that he bought in week 1. Callum wasn't able to make an appearance, but Jojo, Cam, Sausage, Martin, and Avid officially declare the guild open. They discuss different speedrun categories like all chests looted, boss runs featuring the enhanced skeletons, and even flawless runs which require no damage to be taken. But it's not just the Lost Crypt they'll be speedrunning, so to commemorate the opening of the guild, they head to the Maryport sewers for a friendly race.
Avid, you want to count us in?
Me? All right, on go. Okay, so I'm gonna count down from 3. Then
That's the same idea.
Somebody just got the coin, that's cheating.
Despite Sausage trying to cheat the start and going as far as to kill both Avid and Cam, Jojo is the first to exit the dungeon. They all say their goodbyes, but not before several time-related puns.
We've all said goodbye and gone the same way. Awkward.
Yeah, so my sheep's also in this direction, which is
Let me know
really
if you need a
awkward.
hand. Hold on a second.
With one more mailbox needed at the clock tower, Jojo is freed from her curse of binding chestplate once again, this time making sure not to re-equip it.
Avid begins his episode with another radio message, teasing some more information about his space backstory. He plans to continue work on the Autumn Cove, but first needs a path connecting his base to the rest of civilization. Fwip comes by to carry out the site inspection and charges him 3,450 gold for the project. Avid shows the now finished road connecting the Lost Crypt to Matt's base and meets up with Drift to figure out how to get paid. They find 6,250 gold in the barrel attached to Matt and Cam's job listing and decide to cash it in.
Did my money go up?
Wait, did my money go up?
It turns out, since the money was stored before the recent 121.1 update, the money no longer exists.
Mark, you realize I buried 100,000 coins. That's pre-update money.
But thankfully, one of the admins is able to fix the issue. Instead of buying the packed mud materials from Fwip, they decide to head to the Lost Crypt to get their own supply of wheat, but not before a quick outfit change. They farm the skeletons for over 4 stacks of wheat while discussing some hard-hitting topics.
do you know there was that guy who ate like an entire airplane?
Sorry, what?
And of course, it wouldn't be an Avid video without an original song. This week, we're treated to a freestyled road building song. Avid and Drift then take a trip to Fwip's family farm where they meet the new NPC, Fwippins. Drift instantly makes a move and things escalate quickly.
I
How do we
never
look?
thought I'd see the day. Wife and wife
Oh
with
my-
Drift. You're married.
Oh
well,
my
congratulations. Wow.
Oh my gosh, I just got married on the server. I just got married and I didn't even know it.
Jojo introduces the new Speedrunners Guild with the Maryport Clock Tower as the headquarters. To commemorate the launch of the new guild, they have a friendly race through the Maryport sewers, which quickly takes a deadly turn. Back at the Space Cove, Avid builds another beautiful custom tree as well as some smaller ones inspired by local Colorado aspen trees. With a massive space left to fill, he plans on slowly filling out the area during his live streams.
With custom fishing ponds being a craze on the server right now, Taneesha plans to build her very own poisonous pond on her new toxic island. The build will need a ton of copper, so she visits Avid for access to his super smelter, in exchange for 20 name tags. While letting the copper blocks oxidize, she begins to dig out an area for the pond, adding some rocky walls to partially enclose the space. With soul sand on her material list, she heads to the nether, and I think Lizzie and Joel need to take some notes because this is how you build a nether portal. With the soul sand in hand, she heads back to the island to build out some rock pools. To make the pond feel more toxic and poisonous, she adds lime carpet flooring and layers of glass to give a foggy effect, as well as a slime waterfall. While the pond isn't finished, she shows off the current progress featuring a little mushroom tree and some spiky terrain to make the area feel more hazardous. She leaves space for an upcoming fishing hut and asks for some toxic or poisonous build suggestions in the comments.
Feeling refreshed from last week's spa day, Jimmy heads to the Road Builders Guild to arrange a path connecting him to the rest of the server, where he reluctantly agrees to the 500 gold inspection.
Here's a empty coin pouch if you want to put the
Oh,
500
right.
gold in there,
Literally, before we even get there, you.
Yeah, how I can't do a road inspection without payment.
This is sick. This is sick.
While Fwhip carries out the survey, Jimmy explains his plans for some Maldives-inspired overwater shacks, as well as a new fishing club with Joel called Hot Rods. Fwhip returns with a quote of 5,100 gold for the new path, which is much more reasonable than Jimmy had expected. With the road paid for, Joel swings by to discuss the new fishing club, and he brings with him an extra little surprise.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so hot right now.
There he is.
They discuss clubhouses and future members, but with the one requirement that they also have a hot bod. Jimmy talks through a time-lapse of the dock and the shacks before touring the build. He heads to the Lost Crypt to farm some redstone to complete his new clubhouse with the redstone bobber. He adds another small dock to connect travelers to the mainland and decorates the interior of the storage room and clubhouse.
Martin recaps progress made at the post office, which now has its official title, as well as the progress made with some of the more difficult customers.
If you want to be part of the communications,
to open other people's posts, Martin. It's illegal.
but it's not illegal to open up your skull.
No.
Decorative copper bulb heads have been added through trading with Jubble Rock at the copper mine, as well as stamps that will be sold by an NPC at the post office. Martin explains the different delivery zones, which gives an interesting insight to where everyone lives in relation to each other, as well as some of the deals that were made to let certain people on the border into cheaper zones.
Wait, what's that? What? Oh my god! Oh my! I've got 2 mending books.
Mending? Are you giving him mending?
He gave me mending. You got one?
Yeah, go on then.
He gives a quick tutorial on how the mailing system works, and a price that will scale with whatever dungeon makes the most money to run at the time. Since Martin has been away, he is brought up to speed with a tour of the Tower of Bing and Sausage's new Assassin's Guild in the Riverwood hamlet.
We bite the hand that fed us.
Oh! Yes! Write it down! Put it on a scroll!
And just like that, Martin becomes the second founder of the guild. After a secret signal with the third founder Jojo, they meet with Cam, Sausage, and Avid in Maryport to discuss the launch of the Speedrunners Guild. Let's just hope Martin and Sausage don't plan on speedrunning any dungeons as a duo anytime soon.
Hey!
Bye! Oh, no. Excuse me.
No, I'm going in!
Ow! Get out of it!
I got thorns! I got thorns!
Ah, stop it!
No, we're never getting out!
I'm legit gonna die.
Scott flattens out an area of his Rustler's Reach with plans for some kind of centerpiece to mark the town center, as well as a gatehouse and stable for people to secure their mounts. Before he can get started on any of that, he's called to the resource world to help Lizzie. She sends him on a quest to retrieve a Silk Touch book from her house in return for some salmon, and a possible IOU later. But back at the Rustler's Reach, Scott shows the time-lapse of his centerpiece fountain, as well as the town's gatehouse and stable. He tours the build and introduces Bingo to his new home. Taking a break from the building, he swings by Molly's sheep farm for his daily sheep shearing quest. After some streamed dungeon runs, Scott now has over 15,000 gold, enough to expand his Rustler's Reach claim for future town builds.
And that's it for this week's Misadventures recap. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button down below, and also comment what your favourite moments have been this week. We've got some ideas for some one-off videos like our dungeon deep dive, so make sure to keep your eyes peeled for them. They'll be coming soon. Don't worry. But we'll see you next time for the 8th week of Misadventures recap. How's it been 8 weeks? What is going on?